It's a pleasure to be with you. I want us to discuss a very, very important issue this day that will have a very long-lasting solution to everyone here listening today. Let me just begin with what I saw recently on the net, on the Facebook. I saw a young child holding the hand of the mother. The mother was lifeless, and the child was crying, "Mom, why have you slept for long? Let's go, let's go." But the mother was lifeless, and the tears were flowing. And there were some people standing by, watching. In fact, I was horrified at what I saw about this move. It was serious, but I could not help it. There was nothing I could do to help this little boy. My tears cannot help him. Nothing. I just watched and felt sorry for him. Again, I saw on the same Facebook what took place recently in Kenya when some students were slaughtered, and I saw them lying on the floor, helpless. And I was touched. And I said, why? Why? The family members were crying, were weeping. They didn't know what to do. I just asked myself, how long? How long will this continue to be with us here on this very earth? Unfortunately, I could not do anything. I could not help. I could not support any of the scenes that I saw. But then, something happened to me. And I remembered something. And I thought, no, something is wrong with our world. Something is not good. Things happening, you can't help it. You just see, and that is it. How long are we going to experience such things? Suffering, death, hunger, and all kinds of things happening in our day. I just don't have the answer. But I have one thing that I want to share with you this very day. When you are not connected with the source, that is a problem. But I will share with you an experience. Some years back, we were working in a particular university. At that time, there was no wireless facility for us to download our emails. After the hard work, we all sat down to download our emails and to check the messages that we have received. I see this one happily, some smiling, some talking to themselves, seriously reading the mails. But at the same time, I saw one of the friends, desperate, didn't know what to do. And I was wondering what was happening to him. So I asked him, "Are you all right, my friend?" He said, "No, I am not all right." I said, "What is happening?" "I can't get my mails. I cannot download my emails." "So what is the problem?" And then a friend also said, "Why don't you reboot your machine, your computer? Probably you have the problem with the computer." He said, no, I have done it several times, but I'm not getting any result. So all of us became troubled. So we stopped. We stopped just to find out whether we can help our friend. Then as we were trying to find a solution to my friend's problem, one of the colleagues got to the back of my friend's computer and he lifted the cable. The cable that was supposed to connect to the laptop for him to get his emails downloaded was not connected. And so he was desperate, trying for nothing because the connection was not good. So when the friend connected the cable to the laptop, oh, here you are. He started receiving the mails and he became very happy. That day, we all learned a lot of lessons from this very incident. We got to know that in this world, if you are not connected to the right source, the right channel, there is no way you'll be happy. You'll be desperate, just like my friend was desperate. You need to get the source. You need to connect to the right source. Like electricity. If you don't know how to press the button, if you don't know how to switch on the electricity, you will be desperate. The power will be there, but you will not have the light. That is why it is important to get the right source and get right connection. Our world today has lost the connection, and that is the problem. That is why we are seeing killings, death, diseases, all kinds of problems, just because we have lost the connection. The world has lost connection with the Maker. The world even does not recognize the Creator of the universe, and that is the problem. The moment we can get the right connection, we can get back to the Creator and get connected, the world will not be the same. When you take the book, the Bible, as written by the man that the whole world recognized him as a prophet, we take it, and I want to read it from Genesis chapter 1. Genesis chapter 1, verse 1 to 3. That can give you, and I'm taking it from the New King James Bible. Genesis chapter 1. That is the first book of the Bible. Let us listen to what the prophet that we know, the man Moses, wrote for us about our world. In the beginning, he wrote, God created the heavens. Very important. In the beginning, God created the heavens. So never sit anywhere and say this world came by chance. It has the designer, it has the creator. And that is exactly what Moses is telling you and me. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. The earth was without form and void, and darkness was on the face of the deep. And the Spirit of God was hovering around the face of the waters. Then God said, that is the power. And God said, let there be light, and there was light. That is why I just want you to know that as you see, as I stand here, you stand there, or you sit there, or you talk, or I talk, remember, this world did not come by chance. Somebody created it. Somebody designed it. And no one can really challenge him. And that is why this book was written many years ago. But it has been circulated worldwide. It is the same. It can never be changed. That tells you that this book, the Bible, is a true book. The Bible cannot be changed. No one can change it. People even tried to destroy it, but it did not work. That tells you that there is something, there is a power behind it. And the Bible tells me that it is the Spirit of the Lord that moved the men to write the Bible. So you cannot just sit and say that the world has no source. The moment we will know and go back and look for the source, the creator, the world will not be the same as we are seeing today. This thing that we are talking is not about the faith you are in. It's not talking about whether you are in this faith or in that very faith. We are talking about life. We are talking about human beings. You see, the sad thing about it is this. There are people who are saying that this world came by chance. But then how did they get to know that the world came by chance? The point is, these people even don't know how they were born. They don't even know how they will die. If they are dead already, they didn't know how they died. But the Bible says that man was created by God. You can't challenge it. Because how did you even get to know that God does not exist? How and when? By the time you were born, by the time you came from your mother's womb, to the time that you die, for how long did you get to know that there was no God behind the creation? That is why it is very important for us to recognize that there is a power behind it. There is a power behind the creation. And we get to know, we have to know that source for this world to remain, to bring peace, to bring hope. That is the only time we can have peace. Brothers and my sisters, my dear friends, don't let us forget that whatever we do, no matter what faith we are in, every one of us will die one day. Any human being born of a woman will die one day. Except maybe by supernatural means, like people of old who did not see death. But apart from that, every human being born of a woman will die. Why? The Bible says it. When you take it to Hebrews, when you go to Hebrews chapter 9, Hebrews chapter 9, verses 27 and 28, Hebrews 9, 27, and then the 28. It says, and as it is appointed for men to die once. This is the word of God. This is something you cannot change it. It is not coming from me. It is coming from the Lord. He says that, and as it is appointed for men to die once, but after this, the judgment. So Christ was offered once to bear the sins of many. To those who eagerly wait for him, he will appear a second time, apart from sin, for salvation. So, what we are trying to discuss is for us to recognize the need to get the proper connection. To recognize that somebody made the world. Somebody created it. And for you to live well, for you to know how to move, to have peace, to have joy, you need to get connected. You need to connect with the Creator. For you to have peace at home, for you to have peace in the street, for you to have peace in any environment you find yourself in. It is very, very important to do that. If you don't, we will always find ourselves in the situation we find ourselves today. When we are killing one another, when trouble, wars, crises are facing us every day. When I see my brother, I hate him just because he doesn't look like me. The food he is eating, I don't like it, I hate it. And the food that I like, he also hates it. And therefore we are fighting. Why are we fighting? Because we are not connected. So we don't have the peace. A little thing, we get annoyed. We get annoyed because we have disconnected ourselves from the source of life. We have disconnected our life from the source of life. And when you do that, you are bound to face the problems we are facing in our world today. So it is not strange that we are seeing all pictures on the television, in the newspapers, and everywhere. You see people trying to destroy their fellow human beings. You see men sometimes mistreating women and children. You see even children disobeying parents just because we have disconnected ourselves. So it is very important that we know and trace the source, know who really created the universe, so that once we are able to connect, once we are able to align ourselves with the Creator, we will not be the same. Life as we see it today will not be the same. So it is very important for us to go back and to look for the Creator, to look for the source. But the moment we say, well, it is not my problem, well, it is not your business. No. We are not talking about faith. We are talking about life as affects you and affects me. We need to make sure we get connected to the Creator. And as I read it from Genesis, the man Moses wrote and said, this world was created by God. So let us go back to God. Let us go and see the God that created, the one who created us, so that we can get that connection and then regain the peace that we are looking for. Other than that, the whole world will look around to seek for peace, but there will be no peace. You will look around, we will work hard, tirelessly, to look for solution to our problems, our sicknesses, the diseases that we are facing today. But it will always elude us. And many challenges will continue to happen. But the moment we will align ourselves, we get that connection, and God says, yes, I am with you. Even in your house, there will be peace. Your own home, you will have joy. You will have satisfaction. In your office, you will be happy to work, to serve. Wherever you find yourself, it will be fine because of that important link, that connection, that link. I am telling you today that we need to get this link connected. Else, we will be like my friend who was desperately looking for his emails but could not find them just because the cable was not connected. Let us get back to our God. Let me just read from the same New King James Version as written by the Apostle Mark. The Gospel according to St. Mark. The first book, I'm reading from Mark chapter 1 and verse 1. The beginning of the gospel of Jesus, Christ, the Son of God. As it is written in the prophets, behold, I send my messenger before your face, Who will prepare your way before you? The voice of one crying in the wilderness, prepare the way of the Lord. Make his path straight. This is found from the book of Mark, chapter 1, verses 1 to 3. He's talking about the one who has been with us from the very beginning, the beginning of the gospel of Christ, that is the Son of God. I just want to tell you, we are going to have a lot about the source of this person we are talking about, the man Jesus Christ. Let me also take you again to the book of Matthew 16, verse 16. In the book of Matthew, chapter 16, verse 16. That will also tell us something. Matthew 16, reading from 16 also. 16:16 says, Simon Peter answered and said, you are the Christ, the Son of the living God. And Jesus said to him, blessed are you, Simon Bar-Jonah, for flesh and blood has not revealed this to you, but my Father who is in heaven. As I said, what we need today is to recognize the one who has really created the heaven and the earth, which includes you and me. Knowing the one who created is as important as probably the day you were born. Because when you were born, you did not know anything until you grow to a certain level. But now, the Bible has already made it clear to you that, and to me, that the Creator, the source of life, is the Lord, is God. So don't sit somewhere and think that, well, I am not a Christian, I don't have any religion. No, it is not whether you are a Christian or not. It is about life. That is why I want us to go back to the source, to know the source, so that we can have peace in our lives. I just want to read something from here, which a certain man also found it, and I got it from the internet as well. He said, this is probably a side effect of how common the crucifixion image has become in our Christian iconology. Let me read again. It says, this is probably a side effect of how common the crucifixion image has become in a Christian iconography. The point of using the cross as a symbol has always been to remind followers of Christ's suffering. But I think over time it's had the opposite effect. It's easy to forget how time has had the opposite. It's easy to forget how horrible a method of killing this was, because we see it everywhere. And many churches intentionally clean up the image, making it less bloody and painful, looking to avoid offending people. The result is that the cross does not even register in most people's mind as a torture instrument anymore. And thus, for believers, the severity of Christ's sacrifice is lessened. We are now getting to the point. We are not coming home. We want to tell you who is the source of the universe, who created our world for us. And if the moment we will get to know that, that is the time we will be in tune with our God. We need this connection. And when we meet the next time, we are going to give you this person, this God who created the heavens and the universe for us. Our God is the creator. God created the world. Don't let anyone divide your attention from this focus. Know that it is God who had created you. It is God who has created me. That is the most important thing in your life and in my life. We must recognize this. The moment we do recognize that our God has created us and this universe is for him, then we will now ask ourselves, how do we get this connection? How do we link with our God? How do we make life easier for us? The moment we get this connection, the killing, the sad things, the evil things that we are experiencing in our world will not be there. It will not be there. That is why, friends, today, just this section, the only point that I want to recognize is that this world belongs to the God who created it. I know there are many gods. People have several gods. But we are talking about the creator of the heaven and the earth. Ask yourself, is your God able to create the heaven and the earth? Is he the one who created it? If it is not the one who created the heaven and the earth, then you come with me at another time that you will know the one who created the heaven and the earth. That is what I want to leave with you today. For today, all what I'm trying to tell you is that there is a need to get connection. You need to link yourself with the Creator. You need to make sure that you are in line with the one who created you. You better know that. And if you don't know it, we are going to face those challenges. The next time we meet, we just have to ask ourselves, who is this Creator? Who is this God? Who made the heavens and the earth? And how can we link and align ourselves? May God bless you. May God strengthen you. May God guide you. May God give you peace, even as you prepare to meet him, as you prepare to know him. Because the moment you decide to know him, you are on the right path. You are on the right connection. You are on the right road. May the Lord be with you. May the Lord bless you. May the Lord guide you. May the Lord give you peace, even as you rest for the day, as you sleep. May he give you the courage to stand until we get to know the one who created us. God bless you.